Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke, with my beautiful bearded husband, Josh, over there operating the controls of the engineering department, I guess we could call it.
We can call it that.
You should probably just leave your mic unmuted. I don't know why you mute it all the time. It's like you're over there operating a switchboard.
I know, I would deal with this naggy cough, so that's
okay.
the last thing.
It's not like you're going to catch your COVID or AIDS through the mic. You're good.
I got it.
You good?
It's all good. Welcome, everybody.
I had sex last night. I mean, welcome, everybody.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody.
Shit. Sorry, the cat's out of the bag. Josh and I are officially now an item. So, yeah, I know you're all here. I know what you're thinking. If you're like many of us Americans that are keeping a close eye on the news and social media and things such as that, you'll know that right now there is a massive leak that has occurred. From the top of my head, I can't think of anything that resembles a leak to this level. To this level of basically the Supreme Court not. So let me first start with this. This is not finalized. People are jumping the gun on this, saying it's been officially overturned. It hasn't. The final verdict doesn't come out until June, July.
Yeah.
And it's a leaked first. What was it? The first draft.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into this, but first I want to at least make it clear to people this does not overturn it. Now people are saying that it is. It's not official yet. We still don't know. It's looking like it based upon the leaked documents. It's looking like the SCOTUS, which I believe is at a 5-4 ratio.
Justice Roberts is.
He's back and yeah. So number one,
4 for sure.
Yes, but number one, I don't know how the hell this came about. I didn't see any buzz, anything in the media about them looking back at this.
I
didn't know anything. Did you know anything about it? I didn't.
I was watching a video this morning of Trump's debate with Hillary back in 2016, talking about this issue that if he appointed justices, that he could see Roe v. Wade being overturned.
Yeah.
So
Trump did call that. I do remember that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's his foresight into this was.
Well, I mean, it stands to reason that when you are putting in, and that's why when this most recent SCOTUS was put into place, like the left took it as like they're hailing some kind of win. It's like, well, she replaced Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Essentially, it's not really a victory. It's just you're back to where you were before.
Yeah.
It would have sucked for the left if we still had Trump in office and we appointed another right-leaning judge. Then you would have like a 6-3 leaning. And
are they really right-leaning or are they just constitutionalists?
Well, I think that's more embodied by the right. Not entirely, but I would say if we had to align ourselves with a political party of the two that we have to pick from, the shit ones that we have, I'd say identify far more with the right. Not entirely, but I feel like the right leans more in keeping with the Constitution than the left does. But to go back to the main thing is that people are saying, oh, it's overturned, it's not true yet. We just don't know. Now, what this means, though, is if it is federally recognized that Roe v. Wade, and I think it was it Wade?
Yeah.
She's the one that actually came out years ago and said she regretted this. Like the very woman that was involved in this court case regrets ever having done this. She even said, she came out and did an interview, it's like, I was wrong. I might have that name wrong. It could be Roe. I'm not sure which one it is. But it's the woman that initially spurred this on. I remember watching the video of her interview. She's like, yeah, I regret doing this. This was wrong.
I'm not sure how true it is, but she died recently.
I think so.
And then on her deathbed, she recanted her statement about her saying that she made a mistake, and it was basically she was trolling everybody. About,
I don't think that's true. I don't know about that.
I want to say I remember here.
But I do remember her saying that she regretted, because apparently she was young.
It was a big thing.
It was it was a big thing. But, yeah. Well, anyway, before we get into that, we want to say thank you for tuning in today on the All-American Savage Show podcast. I'm your host, John Burke, and today's episode is brought to you by ShellShockCBD.com. And if you're tuning in and you're watching on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, we're running a great deal right now. You can see it on the screen. If you spend $100 or more and use code YUMTHC, YUMTHC, you're going to get 2 free bags of Weedos and Doritos. These are Delta 8. You will fail a drug test. These will get you higher than giraffe pussy. You have my word on that. Each chip is roughly around 5 milligrams of Delta 8. One is similar to Cheetos, and the other one is similar to Doritos. They taste very good. Very good. So again, code YUMTHC on $100 or more, and you get 2 free bags valued at roughly $45 total. That's a hell of a deal. Get it now. And again, these do taste amazing, and they do what they are advertised to do. They will get you fucked up.
They are very, very good.
They are. They're really good. Yeah.
Like
so
good.
The bad part about that is
you can eat the whole bag.
Exactly. You can't eat the whole bag. Like you should. Yeah. Hi. Wow. Why am I talking to Jimmy Carter dressed like a hot dog? I want to eat him. That's amazing. That's crazy. I got eggplant energy. But yeah, that's the deal we're running for the week. We appreciate your guys' love and support over at shellshockcbd.com. Again, that code is YUM, YUM-THC. Therefore, when you use that code for the mental midgets out there, the lint lickers, these have THC in them, so be advised. And I don't want to see any stupid fucking questions of, well, does this have THC? Yes, it has THC. You will fail a drug test, 100%. So, but all right.
It's worth it, though.
It's definitely worth it, yeah. All right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I think that there is so much speculation going around right now with the various different influencers out there posting their opinions. It's like, well, here's mine. Here's my thoughts on this. But first, let's read the actual news article and get a good handle on what's actually going on. So the first one we have coming up, first article we've got, Supreme Court Chief Justice directs Marshall to investigate leak, calls out egregious breach of trust. Again, for those that just don't really understand the magnitude of this was a massive leak. This should never have happened. It's behind, think of it as when they're electing the Pope and all the wannabe popes are in the conclave, they're doing their thing, and the only way people know what's going on is based upon the smoke that is released. Well, essentially, that's just what happened, except the smoke wasn't released. Somebody leaked the information, and it's not even been finalized yet. Now, here's my opinion on this. Feel free to disagree. This leak was intentional. Now, number one, this was a stupid thing to address right now before midterms. Shouldn't have done this. The reason for that is the right should have known the left was going to pull a trick. Like, the left is underhanded. They resort to any tactic known to man to rally and energize their voter base, to demonize the right. They should have known, the right should have known something like this or similar could have occurred. Because right now, I truly feel this was an intentional leak by a leftist sitting judge or clerk. This was greenlit to be leaked. They're going to find themselves a little scapegoat, somebody to do some time, but this was intentionally leaked. And the reason for that is the left needs something with substance. They have to have something with substance to truly energize the voter base. The right has child grooming that the left has pushed, transgenderism, the sexualizing of children, the LGBT movement, and the Disney community. We've seen more and more in the past 2 years under the Biden administration, the left is losing ground left and right. The left now has something in the terms of women's rights to latch onto. But I don't think it'll be enough. I really don't feel like this will be enough. But this is giving them something solid to energize their voter base with. They're going to lie all they can on this. You know, you've already got, like you said, Rachel Maddow. We've got Joe Biden. We've got all these politicians weighing in and accusing Republicans of wanting to say, fuck women's rights, all these things. Again, it's an instant attack on the right. And they're making it appear like, look, Republicans are coming for your lives. They're going to put you in prison camps. They're going to do all this stuff. This is what they do. This leak was intentional. Do not get it twisted that it wasn't. And again, the reasoning for it is to energize the left. What they're hoping is going to happen, and people don't realize this doesn't get finalized for a little while. Judges can change their mind. They can change. This is like the initial draft. It can change between now and then. What they're attempting to do by leaking this information is to rally the court of public opinion and get the protesters out there and get the left all up in arms, get them pissed off, taking to social media, all this stuff to try and convince these judges to change their minds. That's the only reason they are doing this. That's the only reason. Because think about this. If the first draft had been like, it's going to stay in effect, it wouldn't have been leaked. No one would have given a shit.
Yeah.
It'd have been fine. They're essentially trying to dox them. I shouldn't say dox them. But this is a method of trying to emotionally get the left on its spurs and get them getting ready to hit the polls.
Yeah.
Guarantee. Fucking T.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my opinion.
No, I totally agree. It was obviously premeditated for them to leak it. They said the FBI is going to be looking into it.
Bullshit.
I don't know that there's going to...
The FBI can't even find pipe bombs that were planted on January 6th.
I don't know that I have too much faith in that. So
fuck no.
I mean, they can pretty much...
Hey, guys, we got the FBI on it. So basically what you're saying is we're not going to find out.
Yeah.
So they're bad.
You got a team player. You got a team player helping with you.
Well, but of course, the best thing about this is that we're watching the Twitter leftist meltdowns, and it's just, oh my God. It's absolutely wonderful to watch and witness. Like, I won't lie. It's great. And Libs of TikTok is back at it. I fucking love this account. I love this account. Because the first thing they post today is the most disgusting, vile... Let me see if I can find this so I can play it for you guys. Maybe, I don't... It'll probably lose its... Yeah, I probably won't. Because it helps if you see the types of people that are saying this. But they posted a video. It talked about how there's supposedly, I don't know if this is true or not, but aborted fetuses are being used for burning to help create electricity. I don't know. But that was the question that was posed by one woman who looked normal. The responses from the liberals, who you can clearly tell are identifiable, septum rings with dark or bleached fucking dyed hair, overweight, unattractive, all types of metal in their face. And they are sitting there making fun of abortion, saying, I eat fetuses, just the most disgusting, immoral.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, these
about.
People should be in camps.
It's disgusting.
It's horrific. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I get dark humor. Trust me, I get dark humor.
These are the same people that support PETA.
Yes.
Animal abuse, all that stuff. But when it comes to human babies.
Oh, absolutely not.
They're
Don't
fine.
you dare kill a baby cow and eat it. But babies, like even afterborn babies, absolutely. Like you were saying earlier, it's like, hey, here in California, is your 5-year-old acting up? Well, we can abort it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Bring him in. We'll abort him.
We'll abort the shit. I'm like, what is it? What trimester? Is it like the 45th trimester? Yeah, we'll kill it. Give me the hammer.
We could take care of it.
I just find it funny that all these Democrats, all these liberals that are screaming at the sky that's saying this is a horrible attack on women's rights. Like, oh, wait, so now you can identify what a woman is? So now you can identify what a woman is.
Weird.
It's like the biology suddenly matters. And it's very funny because the My Body, My Choice crowd, not even a month ago, even to this day, was still for the enforcement of vaccinations on the populace. You hear that? That's the sound of goalposts moving every 10 fucking minutes on the left. You people cannot make up your minds. You have the only consistency that you have in your party is the fact that you are consistently inconsistent in your beliefs. You change more than fucking Mitt Romney. Like, holy shit. Make up your fucking minds already. Is it my body, my choice, complete autonomy, or is it the government has the right to force you to do medically what you don't want to do? You don't get both. You don't get to cherry pick. It doesn't work that way. Regardless of what your gender studies teacher might have taught you. It doesn't fucking matter. All right, let's continue. The Supreme Court issued a response to the report of a draft opinion that, if published, would overturn Roe v. Wade, with Chief Justice John Roberts strongly condemning the leak to the press. In a brief message, the court acknowledged that the leaked document is indeed real, while noting that it is just a draft and that the court has not issued a final decision on the matter. Again, this is a massive leak. You're giving them an inside look. Because look, it's basically saying, like, the court comes out and said, this is our ruling. That's it. That's all that should be released. It shouldn't be like the debates up until then. This isn't like an open court. The judges are going to rule on this. That's the whole premise behind the SCOTUS. And for all the liberals out there that were screaming, oh, my democracy, when Elon Musk took charge of Twitter, and you didn't like that he took the company private again, and you're like, oh my God, this is going to destroy our democracy. It's like, well, it's a constitutional republic, retard, but it's a democratic system that we use for our elected officials to vote on these matters. So what you're getting right now is the very same people that applaud Sleepy Joe for appointing Jackson, what's-her-face, using a democratic process. You have the same outcome now, supposedly coming down the pipeline, to where you have a democratic democratic system being utilized. So what are you up in arms about? You just don't like the potential outcome of what it may be. So therefore, just like with the popular vote, just like with everything, you want to change the rules to fit your narrative. You lost in 2016, so the first thing you talked about was overturning The Electoral College. Get rid of it. We don't need it, right? Bullshit. Because you want to go popular vote. Absolutely not.
Like right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. They wanted to abolish that. Get away from it. It's like, no, we have the numbers. We should do the popular vote. And people were saying, it's like, look, you don't seem to understand the reasoning behind the Electoral College is for fair representation for every single part of not just the country, but states as well. Why should the populated areas of every state dictate to the outlying country areas how their area is supposed to be run? It's not right. It's fair and balanced democratic representation. That's fair. But instantly, when Trump took it, let's do away with it. And then, what happens when Democrats take the House and the Senate? What do they want to go after then? Can anybody tell me? I remember this. I'm not that old. The first thing Democrats wanted to do away with when they took the House and Senate to prevent Republicans from stopping them from being steamrolled, what was the first thing they wanted to put on the docket to get rid of? Bernie Sanders supported it. Hillary supported it. All these fucking Democrat pieces of shit senators supported this. Can anybody in the comments tell me? Do you remember?
No.
Nobody remembers? Filibuster. They wanted to get rid of the filibuster.
So whatever doesn't work for them, they want to get rid of.
Whatever stands in between them and their objectives,
and their power,
by means of the Constitution, they want to abolish/amend out of there. This is what they do. This is what these scumbags do. If we can't play the game and win the right way, we're going to manipulate the game and the rules and then accuse the opposite side of cheating. Hence, Russian collusion, Steele dossier, all this bullshit. This is what the left does. This is why what is happening right now should come as no surprise to anybody. It really shouldn't. Like, this is where Republicans really need to start digging in on the tactics of the leftist playbook. Republicans should have known something similar to this might happen. How do we brace for it? How do we get ready for this? How do we combat that? I mean, and realistically, you can't. But it should be one of those things of like, there should be legal punishment, but you and I both know there won't be. There won't be.
Never.
And the system is broken. What do you do at that point?
Yeah, I don't want to say never, because maybe like decades down the road, things will change.
I doubt it.
But I mean, we'll say it just seems like more people are waking up.
They are.
And you get to that point where, I mean, okay, so now Roe v. Wade looks like it'll probably get overturned, which means it just goes back to the states. So
that's the other
that's
thing.
What I really don't understand is
it's because
where people are getting so upset, because it's not like if you live in California,
right.
You live in New York.
Newsom's already said he's going to firewall it.
Yeah.
So they'll still be it's just, and I agree with this. Leave it up to the states. Now, look, I am not for abortion. I'm not. I'm for birth control. I'm for all that stuff. Absolutely. I was like, but if we do believe in a constitutionally protected democratic process, we believe in states' rights, then let the states decide. But I believe states should enact anti-abortion measures. And if we're going to put public funding in stupid shit, as far as subsidy programs, let's put public funding into providing adequate birth control for the people. I mean, not in the sense of like, we're going to be paying for like...
Those are the things I would support. Like,
I would support that in the sense of like...
I would support...
I would say more so contraceptive measures.
Yeah, all three. I would be in favor of vasectomies, tying women's tubes, and contraceptives. I think that's fair.
Normally I would say no, but I do agree with that in the sense of I would rather see the money that have been shifted to Ukraine put into something like that.
Or Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood
gets like $500 million a year from the government.
Absolutely.
Like, why not put that money into life?
Which still goes against my basic principle of I don't believe in these socialist programs, because anything government controlled, they're going to fuck up.
I agree.
But I still believe at state level, something like this could be enacted where it's like, look, are you afraid of having children? Yada, yada, yada. I was like, well, we can help you. Because there's clinics out there that are like pro-life clinics that help parents get adjusted, or single parents get adjusted and get prepared. And I get this. And the only reason I'm saying that I'm in favor and supporting this with taxpayer dollars is because it's already being taken from me. If I had a choice, I would say, fuck no. You don't get anything. You deal with your shit like a regular American. But unfortunately, that's not the pragmatic look on this. But here we stand, and, In a brief message, the court acknowledged that the leaked document is indeed real, while noting that it is just a draft and the court has not issued a final decision on the matter. Justices circulate draft opinions internally as a routine and essential part of the court's confidential deliberate work. Although the document described in yesterday's reports is authentic, it does not represent a decision by the court or the final position of any member on the issue in the case, the court said. Well, again, they have the right to change their opinion and their vote, which they've done it countless times, but there was a reason this was leaked. I believe the majority was in favor.
Pressure.
Again, from the initial document, the majority is in favor of overturning Roe v. Wade, therefore passing it back down to the states. Now, what does that mean? We have right now on the books 13 states that, I know Texas is one of them. I didn't know who the rest of them were, but 13 states have trigger laws automatically banning most or all abortions if Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade. Overturning the 1973 case could spark a wave of anti-abortion laws in half the country, the report says. Now, here's the thing. This is the democratic process. So if liberals don't get their way, all you can say to them is tough shit. This is how the process works. And just because it does not go in line with the way you want or the outcome you wanted, tough shit. We dealt with it with Biden, 81 million votes, my dick. Bullshit.
Yeah. Right.
Well, now you're going to have to take a bite of that same fucking pie, just like we've had to for the last 2 years, while your president has destroyed this country and made us the laughing stock of the entire fucking world. Now you get to sit down and shut your mouth, stop screaming at the sky, and take your licks. And if you don't like it, move to a state that supports it. Preferably, California. Have at it. You're already paying insane gas prices. Cost of living is through the fucking roof. Homelessness and drug use is through the fucking roof. But if you want your abortion, here's what the other do. I would love it, but it'll never happen. But you know what states should do? It's like if you want an abortion in this state, you have to be a resident here up to like 2 years.
Yeah.
That way you can't just flock to the state, get the abortion, and leave.
Oh, it should.
It's like, no, you should pay that state's taxes. You should have to deal with the bullshit that state has created to get access to that benefit. In their mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's why I think that, like, if you vote a certain way in a state for president, you don't get to leave that state while that president is in office unless you get, like, certain, like...
Or governor.
Yeah.
Ideal.
I don't believe that, but it would be nice if that was true. It's like, hey, if you voted Trump or you voted Biden, you got to stay in your state. If you voted pro-Newsom in the recall, you got to stay in Cali. You don't get to go. You stay right there and you deal with the shit that you helped create. It's like these liberals don't get it. It's like they shit this bed in California. They wake up, it's like, I shit myself. I'm moving to Texas. It's like, no, don't bring your shit here. You shit the bed over there. You clean up your mess. We don't want you over here. Like, I'm being authentic when I say liberals, we don't want you in Texas. You are not welcome here. In fact, we hate you. Your kind are the child grooming, sky screaming. No, we don't want you here. I'm telling you, come midterms, Texas is going to turn even more red. With Beto O'Rourke out there running his mouth, oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. 13 states in the country are poised to enact immediate abortion bans, and 13 more could quickly follow suit if the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade, as it appears set to do according to a draft opinion leaked to Politico. The Supreme Court is expected to strike down Roe v. Wade according to an unprecedented leak of a draft majority opinion written by Justice Samuel Alito in early February, which Politico published Monday evening. The court confirmed the authenticity. We've already read this. We've already gone over this. All right. We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled. Justice Samuel Alito writes in the document labeled The Opinion of the Court for the case of Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization. It is time to heed the Constitution and return to the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. At least 13 states in the country have so-called trigger laws banning most abortions that would take effect immediately if Roe v. Wade is overturned. According to the Guttmacher Institute, a pro-abortion research group, those states are Arkansas, Idaho, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, and Wyoming, which just passed its trigger laws last month. There are also 5 additional states, Alabama, Arizona, Michigan, West Virginia, and Wisconsin, with an abortion ban still on the books from before Roe v. Wade that could be reinstated if the law is overturned, according to Guttmacher's research. I am honestly surprised I didn't see Florida on that list. I think Florida will definitely, with DeSantis, that's coming. That's he'll spend no time waiting on that. That's coming. Thus, the overturning of Roe v. Wade would trigger at least 18 states to ban abortions almost immediately. In addition to Georgia, Iowa, Ohio, South Carolina, all have laws banning abortions after the 6 weeks mark, which that's the heartbeat bill that just passed here in Texas. 6 weeks or more, you can't abort. Which has been ruled unconstitutional, but would likely be revisited if Roe is overturned, Guttmacher reported. There are also 4 additional states, okay, here we go, Florida, Indiana, Montana, Nebraska, that appear likely to ban or severely restrict abortions if Roe is overturned based on current legislative efforts, Guttmacher reported. Pro-life groups have been sharing the news that abortion may be soon outlawed in roughly half the country. Now, regardless of if this goes through or not, or if it does go through, this is going to be a massive win for the right. This would be huge.
I don't even know that I think it's a massive win for unborn children.
Well, yeah. Yes, you are 100% right. But I'm talking about in terms of the political spectrum, this is going to be a massive right-winning victory. But yeah, in the overall scheme, it's a win for human rights.
Yeah, it really is.
100%. Because already the Twitter leftist peasantry over there is like trying to come after me saying like, oh, well, it's her body, it's her choice. It's not her body. That's another body living inside of you. You're literally an incubator.
I know.
Stop trying to complicate this bullshit. Stop trying. I mean, you've all seen that movie Aliens. You're all aboard on that. It's like, oh, that's another thing living inside of it. That's just a clump of cells. That's life. Well, it's not a sustainable, it's not life until it's sustainable. Well, once you poop the kid out, the kid can't fucking sustain life on its own. You have to take care of it.
Yeah.
It's life. She's not birthing a puppy. Okay? I get that.
It's the most incredible thing that humans can possibly do is...
Unless they're liberal.
Yeah, unless they're liberal. It really is. I think people take it for granted.
I think if they're liberal, all bets are off. I mean, part of me is kind of like, maybe we should give liberals the ability to abort because we don't need more of them. It's our own version of like population control, I guess. That's such a horrible thing to say, but I really don't care. I really don't care. This is why we'll never be on Fox.
Yeah, this is the reason.
Yeah, this is what did it.
That'll do it.
Oh my gosh. In the draft opinion made public tonight, it's the final opinion of the court. We wholeheartedly applaud the decision. The American people have the right to act through their elected officials to debate and enact laws that protect unborn children and honor women. Susan B. Anthony List, President Marjorie Dan Fessler said in a press release Monday evening, if Roe is indeed overturned, our job will be to build consensus for the strongest protections possible for unborn children and women in every legislature. We also recognize the need for the pro-life movement to continue its existing work to support pregnant women and children in need. And I agree with this. If we're going to use public funds to do stuff, I don't mind doing something like that actually helps. But the problem is it's when it's taken advantage of. Yeah. And people get addicted to the system and they can't wean themselves off the government dime.
Yeah, that's the problem with government programs. It has to be, privately funded.
It's got to be very strict.
I think most of these government entities should be run by private citizens rather than the government itself because there's just so much corruption in it.
Absolutely. But again, we're back to the main thing of, well, we'll get to that in a second because it's just like, it's funny because I see all my friends posting about this and it's like, guys, like we got to hold off. Like this isn't official yet. Like you're putting you're putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm hoping this is coming to pass, like, but I'm not getting my hopes up. We'll see what happens. All right, more on the agenda. Pro-life, pro-abortion crowds. Go ahead.
Yeah, either way, here in Texas and...
It's already illegal here in Texas. Like 6 weeks, you can't abort.
Yeah, the heartbeat bill. So, and it's like that. I think they moved it up to North Dakota. Mm-hmm. Where else?
There were a few. There were like 4 states that we just listed that said they have that pretty much already there. So it's kind of like, it's not going to change much for Texas unless Texas wants to do away with it completely, which I don't think they will. I think you're giving them some common ground there. I just don't think they will. So
we'll see.
Pro-life, pro-abortion crowds clash outside Supreme Court following Roe leak. This is exactly what they wanted. And then you look at these people that are pro-life. They just look like the hippies from Woodstock. This is a woman, I guess, if you're looking at the screen. A woman with a dude's haircut, fat, overweight, pasty white, unfuckable. I don't know why he, she, it cares because no one would ever stick their dick inside of that. You have no chance of getting pregnant. Trust me. I speak on behalf of all men, even the gay ones, even the flamboyant leftist ones are like, no, sweetie, sorry. You're going to have to drop a few pounds and like get rid of that little haircut. It looks nasty. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. My penis is going inside of me. I can't even. I'd rather stick my dick in a meat grinder. Absolutely not. No, sweetie. Pro-life, pro-abortionist activists gather outside the Supreme Court on Tuesday morning following a bombshell report which revealed the court could potentially overturn Roe v. Wade. On Monday evening, Politico published an alleged decision seemingly written by we already covered this, blah, blah, blah. But Christina Hawkins, pro-life activists, including Progressive Anti-Abortion Uprising, PAAU, gathered at the Supreme Court on Monday night and Tuesday morning, saying they reacted with cautious optimism to news that a majority of the Supreme Court may strike down Roe and Casey landmark decisions that legalized abortion in the United States, the group said in a statement. In a now deleted tweet, I did want to bring this up because you want to talk about just how wonderful these leftist human beings are. Like, oh my God, they're great, wonderful people. The tweet has since been deleted, but it is from Amanda Duarte, who is a writer. I think it's for WAPO or the New York Times, I forget which one. I saw this tweeted out. It's since been deleted. And she says, and this is their logical reasoning here. This is Duarte Amanda, DuarteAmanda, verified blue check on Twitter, says, I do wonder how these white supremacist lawmakers would feel if their little white daughters were raped and impregnated by black men.
It's like the most racist thing that anybody could ever say.
It's like,
what? I'm surprised she said black men instead of like dropping the N-bomb.
I know. I'm just like, what? Again, let me read that for you again slower this time. This is like, these liberals are so fucking racist. It's insane. And I love that it takes the quote unquote white supremacists out there to bring out the racism in you because it's just like, wow, like, holy shit, dude. Like, that was racist as fuck. Like, this is great. So here we go. Once again, she says, I do wonder how these white supremacist lawmakers would feel if their little white daughters were raped and impregnated by black men. Amanda Duarte in a now since deleted tweet. Because before it got deleted, it had 27 quotes and 6 likes. And that was tweeted out on the 2nd.
Oh, that's not going anywhere.
Dude.
That little gem is around.
Oh my God.
Now.
I'm telling you.
She must have been drunk.
Oh my God. What if your daughter was raped? What a horrible thing to say. What if your little daughter, like, are you kidding me? That's how you justify like abortion. What? Wow.
Do you think it would make any difference if it was a black man or white man?
If it was a white dude or Hispanic. No, we're good there. We're good. No. Like,
if it's he's raped by a white man, a black man.
It's I can't, dude. It's like you people got problems. You have some serious problems.
That is some serious mental issues. If you think that statement is
I know, not racist,
not racist or not offensive or anything. It's just.
And one of the guys I follow, he's a very intelligent dude. He's a black guy. He tweets this and goes, "This is just nasty." And I'm reading the tweet. I'm like, "What the fuck?" It's like, there's no way. Like, there is no. I went and looked it up. I was like, sure as shit. Sure as shit. And they call these lawmakers the white supremacists. It's like, lady, have you looked in a mirror? Like, okay, whatever. Oh, what a time to be alive.
It's like,
what do you say to that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like there was a racist joke in there somewhere that maybe she was trying to make. I don't know. Maybe she just missed the mark and it just landed on, no, you're racist. Like, that's a racist fucking joke.
That was a racist thing to say. I mean, she deleted it, so apparently somebody was like,
the internet doesn't forget.
Hey, dummy.
The internet does
You
not
might want to
forget.
get rid of that. You're racist.
Didn't you have like the little version, like, angel of yourself pop up on your show like, you might not want to publish that. That could be presumed as like you being racist. And the little devil's like, nah, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Who cares? They're just black people. They don't have any feelings.
I know. Jesus, man.
White supremacists. It's like, wow. These people need help. These people need serious help. So, and of course, President Joe Biden's going to come out and address the nation. Biden reacts to apparent draft Supreme Court opinion on abortion. President Joe Biden weighed in Tuesday morning on the apparent draft Supreme Court opinion showing the panel's conservative majority of justices is poised to overturn nearly 50 years of established abortion rights in America. Biden, in a written statement, began with a caveat, lightly acknowledging the unprecedented nature of seeing a draft opinion before the court's formal ruling, before launching into a 3-part defense of Roe v. Wade by his administration. And he says, "We don't know whether this draft is genuine." Yeah, we do. They already admitted it. "Or whether it reflects the final decision of the court." He's right. We don't know on that one yet. with that critical caveat, I want to be clear on 3 points about the, Kamala's president. What? About the cases before Supreme Court, Biden said in a rare statement on an event. He said, first, my administration argued strongly before the court in defense of Roe v. Wade. That means nothing. Biden's just trying to score political points on this. He's trying to pander to the left, saying, hey, we supported it for the longest time, man. We support the thing of the murder and the thing I like to sniff. You know, that. That's all he's trying to do is saying, hey, my administration has to, well, your administration hasn't done dick. Your administration has failed. The only talking points Kamala and Biden have right now are talking points of things they have supported versus not supported, yet not actioned in any way, shape, or form.
I think
these are puppets.
Like his whole administration has been based on identity politics.
Yes, 100%.
There's been zero substance to anything that he's done. He hasn't brought anything positive to the country.
Nope.
I mean, starting from the Afghan pullout to where we are right now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane. First, my administration argued strongly before the court in defense of Roe v. Wade, Biden said, referencing oral arguments before the justices. We said that Roe is based on a long line of precedent recognizing the 14th Amendment's concept of personal liberty against government interference with intensely personal decisions. Dude, you just canceled out your own statement there. What the fuck are you talking about? It's based on a long line of precedent recognizing the 14th Amendment concept of personal liberty against government interference. You're right. So therefore, you, as a representative of the government, should not be arguing this case. It should be put back down to states' rights. Let states decide. But you talk about personal liberty. Let's delve into that. Personal liberty, to what extent of personal, quotes, personal liberty? What about the personal liberty of the unborn? Do we just cast that aside? That's interesting to me. These arguments are superficial at best. These are cosmetic arguments that have no depth. And the problem is, the majority of Americans out there are so fucking stupid, they will listen to a statement like that and be like, oh, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, personal liberty, man. Yeah, and no government interference. It's like, well, you do realize the government's arguing for you, therefore interfering against personal liberty, but fuck the liberty of the unborn. Like, do you people not grasp it? It's like the statements hit on like the surface level, but don't go any further than that. Like, you don't give it any forethought, any insight. It's just a superficial, cosmetic bullshit statement that the left grabs onto and jerks off with. That's all it is. This guy's an idiot. I believe that a woman's right to choose is fundamental. Roe has been the law of the land for almost 50 years. That doesn't make it right. Using traditionalism as the foundation of your argument does not make it right. Because guess what? Jim Crow was traditional, but we overturned that back in 1965. So just because using that idea, and I fucking hate it when people in the army do this, when anybody, that's the way it's always been. That doesn't make it right. Laws can change. Society changes. Not always for the best, because now we got this trans movement of just insanity out there. It should not change in certain aspects. But to sit there and say traditionalism should by and large remain in place because it's always been that way is in and of itself an ignorant statement to make. Society changes. We progress. And again, like I said, not always for the better, but hopefully for the most part for the better. 50 years. And basic fairness and the stability of our law demand that it not be overturned. What are you talking? This is what, again, this is what Democrats do. It's instantaneous nuclear fallout if what they want is not achieved or overturned. What if they said when Trump got elected, we're going into war, he's going to ruin America, he's going to do all this thing. We thrived under Trump. Trump brings Kim Jong-un to the table, starting to go, oh my God, nuclear war here. And half the liberals were wishing for it. They were hoping Kim Jong-un declared war so they could paint Trump as being the bad guy. This is what they do. And now Biden, now the Democrats, now the lesbian Rachel Maddow over there with her freaking mannish looking. You know, she actually used to be like somewhat attractive when she had longer hair. Have you seen those older pictures? She actually looked halfway attractive. And then she tried to look all manly. It's like, no, even lesbians are like, sorry, babe. No, you're just ugly. You're horrible.
Sorry, Alec.
But this is what they do. They will instantaneously try and scare and use fear tactics on their own party by saying, hey, man, if they overturn 50 years worth of law, man, it's going to undo our democracy. Biden, what are you talking about? It's democracy that is being utilized to deliver this outcome. Are you fucking retarded? But here's the thing. These politicians are not stupid. They are saying the right words because the majority of their voter base doesn't think, and they are stupid. That's all it is. That's why these boomer neocons, Romney, the McCains, the shit like that, people eat that shit up because they're too fucking stupid to think for themselves. How is this going to undo democracy? How is this outcome going to in any way circumvent the Constitution, when in fact it was being respected by the SCOTUS being utilized as the highest court in the land for what it's supposed to be used for? That makes sense to me. Am I like taking fucking stupid pills and I'm like, and everybody else is sane, or like what's going on here? But again, this is the liberal mindset that we're fighting against here right now. There is no good faith arguments to be made. There is no respecting the sanctity of the Constitution or the judicial system, or the system in which is practiced when the SCOTUS delivers a final verdict. Then it's like, no, we should do away with it. Like, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised, mark my words, I wouldn't be surprised if Roe v. Wade is overturned. Look for a leftist movement to come into place to abolish the SCOTUS. I'm telling you, it'll happen. It's not going to be a movement that catches any traction. I mean, they tried pushing that with the Electoral College. That wasn't going to fly. We knew that wasn't going to fly.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if this passes in June or July, whenever they decide, watch for leftists to start protesting about having the SCOTUS removed.
I think it'll be more than just, I think it'll be violent protests. I think they'll do the same thing.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
They'll get the Antifa group together.
Yeah.
Start burning down cities.
I think the BLM's going to jump on it because they murder more babies than freaking any other
That's
ethnicity
their MO.
out there.
That's what they do. They don't.
There's like
no
73-74% abortion rate is the highest in the black community.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think what they'll do is rally their troops, dog whistle, and start to burn businesses down and try to put pressure on them.
It honestly wouldn't surprise me. It honestly would not surprise me at this point.
I will go ahead and I will bet on it right now.
You think so?
Yeah. That's exactly what's going to. We'll see that here within the next month. Like they're already gathering in front of the.
Oh yeah, that was quick too. That was quick.
Yeah, they got
leaked what yesterday night, this morning. It had to be last night. I forgot what it said when it said it was leaked. But those protesters are quick as fuck to show up.
Oh, I know. They're ready.
They're ready.
They got like a U-Haul van with all their signs and
pretty much
T-shirt makers and just ready to protest and burn shit down.
Here's what Biden also said. This proves my point. I haven't even read this article prior to the show, ladies and gentlemen, but this proves my point right here. Biden, he said his administration was already preparing for the outcome, but called on, and listen to this part right here, ladies and gentlemen. This part proves my point. But called on American voters to elect pro-choice candidates in November and on congressional lawmakers to codify Roe into law. Again, this is the energizing. This is the getting them riled up, fear-mongering tactics to get the left to show out to the polls. That's all this is. That is all this is. Biden already admits it right there, to elect pro-choice candidates, because you know the red wave is coming. So the last playbook that you've got is abortion, which we haven't really addressed any of that like in recent times. I don't believe it hasn't been a popular issue. It's all been immigration, racial divide in America. We haven't really seen a lot of optics on abortion as of late, not in mainstream headlines anyway. So again,
makes you wonder what their motivation is.
I think this is. I honestly feel like this is their Alamo. This is their Alamo. This is all they've got left.
Riot, try to instill fear in people.
Yeah. This is the rallying.
You better vote this
final
way,
call,
otherwise
they're backed into a corner. And
we're
Biden
burn
knows.
This shit to the ground.
Well, Biden knows if he loses the House and Senate, he's locked. He's in a gridlock. He's got nothing.
I don't think he knows what's going on at all.
Fair enough.
I think his administration probably does.
Oh, absolutely, they do.
But I don't think he has a clue of what's going on. He's like, oh, ice cream. Everybody loves me. Let's go, Brandon. Yay.
Let's go, Brandon, man. Come on.
He thinks he's a hit.
No, well, at the correspondence dinner, he's up there just freaking laughing it up. It's like, bro, you're like Nero when Rome is on fire as you sit there and you fiddle.
Yeah.
Like you are. And here's the thing. I'm not trying to be like a right-leaning version of leftists when Trump was doing stuff and they were like, oh my God, he's doing this stuff. He's out playing golf while this shit happens. Like I can understand some points to that, but it does really rub me the wrong way when we're at like, what are we, like 9% inflation?
Jobs
are fucking like the cost. Dude, I was talking
I'll bet you to say it's more like closer to 15%. If you add everything into it, I think we're closer to 15%.
I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and she's getting into real estate investing, and I was like, "What are you doing right now?" She goes, "I'm talking about buying a house," and I was like, "No, abso-fucking-lutely not." Yeah. Like, the cost of housing right now is insane here in Texas. Like, it went up a lot.
It's crazy.
The banks are like holding out on a lot of loans because it's like, this is what people don't understand. The inflation rate to the average American family is detrimental. When you're talking about a family, now I'm blessed. I won't even lie about that. I'm blessed where I have a good chunk now put into savings. I'm no longer living paycheck to paycheck. I've got investment money that I want to start pushing into. Haven't done it yet. But I at least have my bills paid for a while now, then savings that I'm not touching. The average American family does not have that option. They are living literally paycheck to paycheck. So, and this is just to put it into the optics that most people will understand. A family that even $100 that is spent per week on groceries has now got to equate to the $100 they're going to be spending in gas, just because the prices have risen so much. This is impacting your everyday American family. With that being said, do you think these families are able to go out there and have enough collateral to take on these loans to purchase houses? No. The banks are not going to take on these high-risk ideas like, well, you know, you're barely making ends meet. What do you have? It's like, they're not going to do it. By and large, now is not the time to be buying a house. It's just not. Cost of lumber, even to build. There's supply issues. Whew. Well, not even just that. My buddy's building. He bought himself 6 acres of land out here. I think he dropped like roughly $250,000. He's put a trailer. He's renting a house right now, and he's building his own. He said the cost of lumber right now is so fucking insane. The house he's wanting to build, he said if I was to pay a builder to do it, it would run me about $450,000, $500,000. About $500,000. I'm doing it myself for like a quarter of that. It's like the cost of goods is insane. And as a result, the cost of labor has gone up as well. That's what builders are doing.
Yep.
Banks are not wanting to give you out these loans. So it's like, again, this inflation is hitting most American families in a very negative way. Groceries are going up. Gas has gone up. All this stuff continues to grow. It's nuts. Second, shortly after the enactment of Texas Law SB 8 and other laws restricting women's reproductive rights, I directed my Gender Policy Council in White House counsel's office to prepare options for an administration response to the continued attack on abortion and reproductive rights under a variety of possible outcomes in the case pending before the Supreme Court. We will be ready when a ruling is issued, he continued. You're going to lose. If it's overturned, you're going to lose. Good luck. You can appeal that till you're blue in the face. All he's trying to do is just give them false hope. Guys, look, if the SCOTUS overturns Roe v. Wade, it's going to have a legal bog down. States are probably going to sue, all this stuff. I get it. But you still took a loss. Biden's just trying to give his party false hope. Third, if the court does overturn Roe, it will fall on our nation's elected officials at all levels of government to protect a woman's right to choose. It will fall on voters to elect pro-choice officials. Okay, let's go to the first part. It will fall on our nation's elected officials at all levels of government to protect a woman's right to choose. That's basically saying he's basically admitting states have the right now. Are you dying? Jesus.
I told you, man, it's terrible.
You're fucking horrible over there.
It's awful.
You're like deep throating the mic. But he's right here. States should have the rights because Newsom even came out and he's already said if it's overturned, California's stonewalling it. It's not going to happen. You can still get an abortion in California, and go figure. Color me shocked, right?
Yeah.
The document, which Politico said Monday night it obtained from a person familiar with the court's proceedings, is marked first draft and dated February 10th, 2022, 2 months after oral arguments were heard in the case of Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health. Roe was egregiously wrong from the start, writes Justice Samuel Alito, the opinion's apparent author, and a copy of the draft posted online. And of course, where would we be without the digital overlord, Bill Gates, and his opinion? Bill Gates spoke out against a potential Roe v. Wade reversal on Tuesday, saying the landmark case would set us back 50 years. Why is it always like increments of 50 with these people? Sets us back 50. It's never like 17 years, 23. It's always 50 or 100.
He also said the world was overpopulated. So.
He did, and that we should eat fake beef while he himself has a big beer gut and man titties.
I know.
Like, practice what you preach, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Just work on computers.
Exactly. I'm sorry. And this guy doesn't even have a degree in any of the fucking shit that he's like pushing vaccines for. It's like, no, dude, I don't want to hear from you. Hell, I don't even want to hear from the majority of your science activists. Like, I'm tired of this. Like, this has all been politically indoctrinated. We don't have science and studies anymore. We have political activists posing as scientists. That's all this is now. Everybody in the Twitch guy, that's why I stopped doing Twitch debates, because every single fucking one of them, research suggests, from what institute, what doctor, who's funding this? And then you start tracing it back, and it's all leftist money. It's like, well, no fucking figure.
Yeah.
No wonder you're getting these outcomes. Well, DMC5 said that it's no longer... Well, yeah, because the majority of the people out there are banging on the fucking windows, screaming at the sky, saying, reverse this, change this. So science bends the knee to the outcries of the woke mob. Therefore, it's not real science. No, I'm sorry. A man wanting to become a woman is not normal. And because you chop something off and stitch something on your chest and turn your outie into an innie does not make you a woman. You are still biologically a man. And here's the beautiful part about it. If Roe v. Wade is something you take a serious issue with, well, according to progressive ideologies, men can now get pregnant. Men can have a period. Men can be women. Therefore, the choice is not a woman's choice. It's both of our choices. Again, these are your leftist, retarded fucking rules, and I'll play your game and will beat you at it every fucking time because your rules make no sense. At least with the opposing side's rules, they go in one specific direction and don't turn around on themselves like the left does. That's all you do. That is all you do. And then you try and take these activist scientific studies and use them as your method of like forming the foundation of your arguments. Like, well, this study from John Hopkins or Berkeley by this scientist. And then you go look up the scientists like some extremely left-leaning fucking liberal. It's like, well, go fucking figure. Go. It's like, here's the other part. It's kind of like they say like the Department of Truth, the Ministry of Truth is being led by a neutral party, this Jen What's-Her-Face. She was openly supporting Hillary. Like, I'm sorry. Come on. Do you really feel in America you're going to find a centrist or a neutral, bipartisan? Really? No, you won't. It doesn't exist. We are too politically polarized. It'll never happen. At least come out and say you put fucking Joseph Goebbels with tits in that position. I would at least have more respect for you. But saying, hey, man, we're going to put a liberal in charge of misinformation, disinformation, man. Hey, fair enough. At least now we know you're trying to fucking change the rules to fit your thing. Versus like, no, man, it's neutral. You can trust her. Wink, wink. She smells like Gerber baby food, man. She's okay. She looks like Mary Poppins shared a crack pipe with my son. Big fake fucking teeth. Fuck this administration. I have never hated administration more than I do this one. This one is bad. This one is bad. And it's only going to get worse. Even the economists say, even left-leaning economists are saying that we are not coming out of this inflation tailspin for this next year. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
The GDP went down to like negative 1.45%. It was at like 7.
That's where we're at.
Just like that.
Just like that. That's how quickly, like, and everybody's going to say, like, it wasn't Biden's fault. It's like, really? Real? Then whose fault was it?
It's strange because during Trump's presidency, that big mouth couldn't stop himself from spouting off about.
Yeah, everything.
You're the president. Do your job. You wanted the job. Do the job.
Hey, man, I got a plan for COVID. Trump doesn't. Boom, a year into his presidency. Hey, man, the federal government can't stop this except the states. That's not what you said. That's not what you said, Mr. President. What about the student loan forgiveness? Now, I don't agree with it, but he said it. He was running on it. And then he gets elected. Like, oh, well, yeah, it's not possible. You're damn right it's not possible. You cannot force a business to forgive a loan. You do not have that right. I would sue the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
You kidding me? But people are so ignorant, they don't realize this. The president does not have that power. Congress does not have that power to come in there and say, hey, John, you gave Josh a loan for $50,000. You've got to forgive it. Oh, I do? Well, then who's giving me that $50,000 back? Well, you just got to forgive it. Do you know how many businesses would go under as a result of that? That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's fucking nuts.
The fact that they're even talking about it.
It's because Americans don't know what they're talking about. These young Zoomer fucking students are so fucking stupid, they don't get it. They'll buy into anything the government says, and they don't give it any thought. Hey, man, I'm going to cure cancer. Hey, we're voting for Biden because he said he's going to cure cancer. Hey, how exactly is he going to do that? It doesn't matter, man. He said it. We trust the government.
He actually said that.
Yeah, he did. He did.
That was a statement that he made.
100%.
That came out of his fat mouth.
His butthole lips. This guy's an idiot. Democrats find midterm talking point, abortion. Bam! Nailed it. Didn't even read the article yet. Oh, my God. I see these articles. I pull them up. That's how we do this show. I see something is trending. I click on it. It's like, all right, we're going to read this on the show, and I'll just give my opinion as a hot take. Breitbart nails it on this one. The House Democrats campaign chief, Representative Sean Patrick Maloney, tweeted on Monday night, abortion will now become the central choice in November midterms after Politico leaked a draft of the Supreme Court opinion that would overrule Roe v. Wade. Republicans just gutted Roe v. Wade, the Constitution's guarantee of reproductive freedom. Well, here's the other thing, though. Did we see in this initial document where each judge stands? Because what if you've got a right-leaning judge, or excuse me, a left-leaning judge that goes the opposite direction? We don't know for sure. Is it likely? Probably not, but it's still a possibility. Republicans just gutted Roe v. Wade, the Constitution's guarantee of reproductive freedom, and will ban abortion in all 50 states if they take over Congress. Maloney tweeted, only Democrats will protect our freedoms. That is now central choice in the 2022 election. Again, I love how he buzzwords this. He dog whistles this like crazy. Only Democrats will protect our freedoms. I don't remember Democrats protecting our freedoms during COVID. In fact, I remember the exact opposite. So what changed? The Democrats have a history, and here's the other thing. Republicans, too, on this one. When it came to COVID, by and large, it was Democrats, but there were a lot of Republicans in favor of all the fascism that went on.
Oh, yeah. Fear tactics.
But Democrats saying, or him saying that Democrats are now there to protect your freedoms, are you kidding me? You wanted forced vaccinations on the populace. You wanted us fired for not getting the vaccines. You wanted us fucking harassed for not wearing masks. You wanted our lives ruined. Where the fuck do you come off as saying Democrats are here to protect? If anything, Democrats are there to protect their own freedoms. By that meaning, fuck the unborn. Fuck them kids. We're protecting what we want to do right now. That's all it translates to. But I find that so hilarious. Democrats are the ones to defend freedom. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me with this? Like, where? What? Like, what? I'm just at a loss with this. Politico published what claims to be the first round. Senator Emma Larkey called for Congress to expand the Supreme Court on Monday as activists chanted, pack the court. Go figure. Expand the SCOTUS. Here's why. Expand the SCOTUS under Biden. And here's the scary part about it. I don't think it'll get through Congress. I think Congress would stop that. But if they brought up a bill, and here's the thing, the SCOTUS has been expanded and shrunk before. This isn't new. It hasn't happened I forget how many years, but it is possible. Expand the court, and then Biden's going to put more freaking judges in there, left-leaning, and then you've now got control of the SCOTUS. Again, once more, them trying to change the rules. It's entirely possible for them to try. Pack the courts. Didn't the left go like sky screaming when Trump was possibly going to be doing this?
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't be packing the courts. Yeah. But then as soon as your boy gets in office and you start taking some hard L's, damn, y'all are quick to change a tune.
Everything that they said Trump was going to do,
they're doing.
Joe is doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to a war.
Jesus, I know. Don't get it twisted.
Economy.
We are in a proxy war with Russia. We are in a proxy war with Russia via Ukraine. We are spending billions and billions of dollars in fighting this war when I honestly don't give a fuck about it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Elon Musk, real quick, in the news. Well, I should say in the news. If you follow his Twitter, Elon, this dude, he's I don't know if I call him red-pilled. This dude's awake. Because he made a tweet talking about the Ghislaine Maxwell case.
Yeah.
He even said, where is the list? Here's the deal. Elon tweeting stuff like that has got the government scared. The government cannot control Twitter. They are trying to come after Elon as best they can. They are going to try and hit him with so many regulations. And all Elon has to do is just move his shit out of America. It's like, if you want, okay, I'll take my shit overseas. And if you think Americans still aren't going to utilize Twitter, you're out of your fucking mind. They'll still use it. But the government can't control Twitter. So now when Elon is coming on there saying the Hunter Biden laptop story is real, the FBI botched it, and then he's saying the Maxwell case, where's the fucking list? He's saying what most Americans are saying, but he's using a fucking megaphone the size of Dallas to say it. Yeah. And the world is listening.
How many influential people do you think is on her list?
Oh, I'd say a lot. I'd say possibly even Trump's on that list.
Could be.
I think so.
You never know.
I think so. I think there's a lot of high-end motherfuckers on that list. Because here's the deal. Why don't we know who's on that list?
Yeah.
Why don't we know?
Yeah.
It should be public opinion. It should be publicly displayed. 100%.
Yep.
Here's the thing. Even if they're not guilty, they are entitled to a trial. But that information should be made public. It should be. If it's on the list, and she used it. She used that as a bargaining tactic. Okay, who's on the fucking list? Give up the names. And you damn well know they're not going to do that because those are some protected people. Dude, I'd be willing to bet judges, actors, politicians. 100%.
How do you think she was able to roam around free for so long?
Years. Yeah, for years.
Like a ghost. Just zip in. Mm-hmm. She wasn't even hiding when they picked her up. Oh. She probably thought, meh.
I'm protected.
Yeah. Got this book of names.
So when Elon comes out there and he's tweeting this stuff, and then people are trying to condemn Elon because he's taking pictures with Giselle Maxwell or Giselle, whatever her name is. It's like, oh, so taking pictures is now proof of guilt? Like, that doesn't make sense to me, but okay. People are trying to use that. Well, Elon's in bed with them. It's like, here's the thing. I don't know. Pretty sure if he was, he would not be tweeting about who's on that list. He wants to know.
Yeah.
That's like the fastest way to self-incriminate possible. That's like killing a guy. It's like, yeah, you should investigate me. Where was I on that night? Like, wait, what? Like, I'm not sure what tactic you're taking here, but I'm interested. Continue, please. If this is like the worst case of self-incriminating like statements I've ever seen, I'm here for it. But that's why, again, I think a lot of people out there are trying to decide where Elon sits in regards to the fence, and even tweeted out he's like right of center. He said because before he used to be left of center, then as the Democrats progressively pushed even further left, he went further right. He said this is Democrats doing. Yeah. He says they're their own worst enemy.
Really is.
So all I can do is take Elon by his actions, and thus far, I do like what his actions are showing. I do like what he is saying, though. We'll see. Do I trust the guy? No, absolutely not. But I do support what he's doing. I think he's doing it the right way. Let's hope it just continues that way. Again, if you're not following me on Twitter, it's Sergeant Savage. We're actually having a lot of fun over there. It's a troll fest.
Oh, you're on fire, buddy.
Oh, it's a great time. It feels good to be able to fucking take the muzzle off and just go to town.
Yeah.
It feels amazing. Again, Sergeant Savage over on Twitter. Go give me a follow. Appreciate that. Oh, my gosh. Now, Nolte, WAPO Washington Post, Taylor Lorenz, for those who don't remember, she's the one that broke the story on Libs of TikTok and essentially doxed the account owner, spreads misinformation about Drudge harassment. Far-left Washington Post activist Taylor Lorenz has been caught red-handed spreading misinformation about the Drudge Report. Lorenz was the aging extremist whose primary role in life is to make everything about herself, tweeted the following Tuesday afternoon. She said, after calling and texting me relentlessly for the past couple of weeks, the Drudge Report editor just called my personal cell phone number, yelled at me when I asked him to leave me alone, and he said he would blast my name all over Drudge Report until it ruins my career. Sweetheart, sugar tits, cinnamon clit, listen, your career is already ruined. You ruined your career. Like, you'll get picked up by leftist news agencies. Don't get me wrong. You probably have a job at CNN. It's already going under. Yes, they love them some your types of people. But you damn well better believe everybody else is coming after your ass, and justifiably so. Journalism does not protect you from doxing somebody. It doesn't. You're going to deal with the ramifications of your actions. There was just one problem. Like everything else that comes from the left-wing Washington Post, not a single word of that was true. In fact, when Lorenz and the Post were called out on this, their dissembling continued. Lorenz told CNN, a left-wing propaganda outlet that spreads conspiracy theories and violence, the Drudge tweet was meant as a joke. Lorenz told me that her initial tweets were a joke and that she found the idea someone could harm her career via the Drudge Report hilarious, reports CNN. But on Twitter, Lorenz posted what appears to be an entirely different story about being fooled by an imposter claiming to be a Drudge editor. For anyone who saw my post about this man claiming to be from Drudge calling me nonstop, good news. I heard from Matt Drudge, and this man has zero power over Drudge. He's claiming to be an editor all over the internet, but he's not. Sorry to disappoint everyone saying Drudge is based. So which is it? Was the tweet a joke, as the middle-aged Taylor originally claimed, or was she fooled by someone claiming to be a Drudge editor? The Pulse told CNN the second story, the one about her being fooled. Taylor was repeatedly contacted by someone who claimed to be a Drudge editor. As soon as she learned the person had no connection with the Drudge Report, she deleted the original tweet and wrote a tweet apologizing for her comment. It's funny. It's just funny to me. You cry wolf. You do no investigation. You cry wolf. But at the same time, I don't care. I wouldn't care if it was the Drudge Report that actually, I don't care. You did this to that family. You just don't like it when it's coming back to you.
Yep.
All right. And finally in the news, hey, I don't know if did you watch the Met Gala? I made sure to not tune in.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was happening.
Yeah, Met Gala is the one where all the A-list celebrities and shit go in there and they wear these fancy hoity-toity. They call it fashion. I call it just living up in your ivory tower. It's like the emperor is naked and nobody's going to tell him. Or the king is naked, whatever you call it. The emperor has no clothes. If you just look at some of the images that are circulating on places like CNN and shit like that, you're just like, what? Like, how is this fashion? This looks ridiculous. This looks like something out of a space movie. It's kind of like something like out of a Sixth Sense. Like, what the shit? Or the Fifth Element. I'm sorry, Fifth Element.
I'm going to have to check it out now.
Multipass.
Multipass.
But you know who made a massive statement there?
Dallas Corbin.
Hey, no, move over. Move over, Lady Gaga, with your meat dresses. Step aside, AOC, with your tax the rich and your $25,000, $30,000 dress. We got a new activist in town, and his name is New York City Mayor Eric Adams. This douche canoe.
Was he there?
Oh, yes, he was there.
Of course he was.
Eric Adams wears gun control tux to Met Gala. Apparently, this is now the newest way for celebrities to virtue signal, by writing their opinions on their clothing. And it doesn't even look fashionable. Like, not even in the slightest. You look at this as like, what is this retard wearing? And look, and of course, you know, it's got like African style stuff on there. And this dude's not even African. He's American. He's black American. You're not African American, dude. Sorry. No, you're not. You're American.
All the outfits look like women's clothes.
They do. New York City Mayor Eric Adams attended the May 2nd, 2022 Met Gala in a tuxedo emblazoned with the words, "End gun violence." This dude is the biggest fucking douchebag I've ever seen. What a fucking douche.
He's in a city where the crime is...
Since he's been in office, it's spiked like 46%. What are you talking about?
Stop it, criminals. Stop hurting people.
You know, I got an idea.
That's not working.
What can fix this gun violence? Man, I kicked that white boy's ass. That's what he said. That's what he said. He said that.
He did say it.
He did say that as a cop. You know what? I'm going to wear this tux. And on this tux, I'm going to put in gun violence. Well, that just did it. Criminals across New York said, whoa, hold up, guys. Wait a second. Wait. Hold up. He's got a point here. He's got a point. He wore that tux, and now we gotta stop shooting each other. That just makes perfect sense. What are you celebrities doing? How fucking retarded how tone deaf do you have to be to sit there and strap some bullshit emblazoned fucking logo or some sexy little words on a piece of clothing and you think that's going to do a shit bit of good? This is how out of touch you fucking idiots are. You're only doing this for media and social media hit pieces. That's it. You're trying to score brownie points to your follower base. Meanwhile, we see what you're doing, but what you're not doing is causing the surge and violent crime through New York. But hey, man, there's two types of Americans. Those that want to live in New York and those that do. Yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, okay.
How much do you think is
people are fucking running from your city because your city's a shithole. I'm not talking about New Yorkers in general. Like, I actually love New York.
Oh,
New York City, it's fucking great.
It is. Even the people.
Even the people have been nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But the leadership is complete garbage.
Oh, total trash.
And if you truly agree with this guy, you're garbage too. I just don't fucking care how that strikes you. It's true.
What do you think his outfit cost?
That's a good point. I don't know. He probably paid somebody a couple $1,000 to draw that weird shit on his back. Like, dude, like if you look at this tux, it's like, what the fuck? Like you're just looking at it, it's just like, this is like a child did this. This is like they gave this to like some people in the BLM with like low IQ and said, hey, draft something up for our black mayor to go out there and represent the people and stop gun violence, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, the city of New York probably paid for it.
Oh, absolutely they did. Absolutely they did. Look, they paid for him to go to this event.
I only have $25,000 to put towards this. Can you make it happen?
What was it? I know a table from last year when that circulated. I think a table cost $250,000.
Jesus.
Wasn't that it? I think it was that.
I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it.
I forget what an individual ticket costs. I want to say it's expensive.
Huh.
It's hilarious to me. This dude thinks he's actually doing something. It's $20,000 a plate, $35,000 per seat. Thank you for the Twitch chat for informing me of that. Mayor Eric Adams out there doing this, fighting the power, ending gun crime. Golf claps all around. That's what your taxpayer money went to pay for, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
You paid for this douche canoe to attend an event to wear an expensive tuxedo with a stupid statement on it that he is doing nothing to enforce. Which, again, I don't see why you should. Like, bravo the Second Amendment. Viva la Second, huh?
Yeah, I would almost guarantee that taxpayer dollars paid for him to go to this event. Paid for his outfit, all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's...
Yeah.
Like, how is that legal?
It's his money. I mean, honestly...
Is it his money?
Yeah, I mean...
It's not his money.
It's his salary.
Not if he's using taxpayer money, like having the city pay for his stuff.
So I doubt it. I think he's probably paying out of pocket for it.
I don't think so.
No, think about it. In his position, that would be the first thing that would get out if he was using taxpayer money to do that. That would break headlines.
I would like to know definitively whether or not he's using taxpayer money.
I think he's probably using his own. He'd be stupid
how
not
much money
to.
Is it? You said $25,000 to $30,000 for a table?
Yeah. Or no, $250, but apparently in the chat they're saying $20,000 for a plate.
You're saying he paid $20,000 personally for a plate.
I could see
someone
that.
who's a mayor.
Yeah. You think he's not rich? This guy's fucking loaded.
Oh, I think he's rich off the backs of the taxpayers.
But I mean,
so I think he probably said, "Hey, I'm good. This is an expense. I'm going to give it to the people to pay for me to go here." So
it's a possibility. I mean, I just think that if he did that, he's already in hot water. Why give the people anything else to use against you? Now, again, he is a Democrat, and they are stupid, so that's possible. They do make some stupid decisions. Like, they don't sit there and say, you know what? I'm already at like a 46% crime increase in my city. I probably shouldn't be wasting taxpayer money on attending a gala that doesn't do shit. Yeah. But Democrats do stupid shit, so it's entirely possible. But I tend to think inside the realms of common sense. From like a PR standpoint, it's like, Mr. Mayor, all due respect, you using taxpayer money to attend this and it gets out, you're fucking done. Like, they will hold that against you.
They do this all the time now.
True.
I mean, who paid for AOC's weird dress?
No, it was the lady. The lady that made that also owed a shitload in back taxes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd like to know. Like, who
or
has
we
that
could just be like
information?
AOC and scream about Elon Musk owning Twitter for more Teslas.
Stop hitting on me.
Stop hitting on me. I'm shy. I fucking love Elon for that.
You know what? He gets it.
He does get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of the All American Savage Show podcast. Hey, do us a favor. Give us a great review over on iTunes. Share the podcast. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to listen in and have us entertain you for free for about an hour to an hour and a half. We love you so much. We cannot thank you enough. Again, while you're here, don't forget to use code YUMTHC on shellshockcbd.com and receive 2 bags, one of Weedos and one of DeWeedos for over $100 spent on any order. So again, make sure you check that out. Once again, that is code YUMTHC at shellshockcbd.com. Spend $100 or more and get essentially $40 free product with that order. So again, check that out. We appreciate you being here. Again, share the podcast, tag us on Instagram, share it out there on your Facebook. We would not be here without you and my beautiful lost savages. Somebody said, better if you didn't use such coarse language. You're abso-fucking-lutely right. And what you can do is suck my fucking dick and eat my ass. I don't fucking care. So here's the better thing. You go start your own podcast and be more successful, which you can't because you're a fucking nobody. Thanks for being a subscriber, though. Anywho, anything to say, my man?
Thanks for listening. Hope you
and as always, You stay motherfucking cock hungry, shit fuck cunt bitch savage, America. Thanks for listening.